Yo, what's happening, guys? Welcome to another edition of Rave Diaries and Tower Block Tales, episode number 5 today. Shout out to all the subscribers already. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. Of course, we've got Run Come Follow Uncle Doug's in the other playlist, and this one here, Rave Diaries and Tower Block Tales. So thank you to all of the subscribers. Everybody that's been liking and commenting on the videos, love to you all. So we've gone back in time to 91 and 92 for the first 3 episodes, but for this episode we're going to bring you forward to September 2001. So first of all, I'll give you a little bit of background on the story. We're talking about this today. So this is an event, can you see that there? Called Sex, okay? Sex was an event that me and Genius run back in 2001 at a nightclub called Secrets in Romford. 1 Angel Way, Romford, the address was, RM1. Actually did my first ever event in the club next door, which was called RM1. But we ended up in Secrets with this event called Sex, which was actually G's idea. Yeah, I remember him saying to me in 2000, the year before, that he had a name for an event. And it was Sex. He didn't tell me that at the time, but he told me he had a name for an event. And when the time was right, we'd do it with the radio. I was just sort of getting into helping with the management side of radio. So yeah, that's the background on the rave. The event was called Sex. It was a Rinse FM promotion, but this was like very early primitive pirate days, sort of like the first events we were really doing. As I'll tell you what happened around that time. Pay As You Go Cartel was starting to take off. People were starting to get names. This was just before Dizzy Rascal blew up. So that gives you a better understanding of the timeline that we're working with. So yeah, September the 28th, 2001, we had this event at Secrets nightclub. These are newspaper cuttings from the local newspaper, which is called the Romford Recorder. Yeah, we've done the first event. Now back then, another quick backstory, like my poster game with my mate Spud was A1, trust me. No one could test us. We run an event called The Bomb, me and my friend called Pete. And then I run the event called Sex with Genius. And at that moment there, 2000, 2001, me and Spud, mate, our poster game, honestly, all around Essex and East London, no one could touch us. We was ruthless. I'm talking like, when a bus would pull up, we'd put a poster on the back of the bus at the bus stop before it pulled away. Like, we were ghetto. So, for the first event, our posters were everywhere. And all they had written on them was Sex, in big letters, and then at Secrets, then the phone number, then the date, then the phone number in different colours. I'll put them on the screen for you to look at. I'm sure I've got them on my computer. So anyway, yeah, so it was quite a it was a play on the name. Obviously it wasn't Sex, it was an event, but the amount of weird people that phoned the hotline, I used to hold the number 07940 050 901. That was actually the Rinse FM information line, but we used it for this event as well. We had loads of stickers done up that just said Sex at Secrets and a phone number. I'd have all kind of seedy people phoning me, blokes, thinking they'd have sex. And what we'd do is we'd send them to different addresses. I'd have them on the phone, winding them up for ages. I'd send them to one station parade. There's always a station parade at any train station. So I'd see what they wanted, get in all their likes and desires, really wind them up and tell them to go to one station parade Barking or one station parade Forest Gate, whatever, just to send them on a mission because it was funny. Anyway, but they were very suggestive posters. The way we promoted this was very suggestive. As you can see, the flyer was a set of lips and the word Sex in big letters, but the posters were even more, there was no info, and the stickers even less info. Sex at Secrets, phone number. Me and Spud are out flyering, postering everywhere, buckets of paper, wherever. We battered the posters everywhere, putting the posters up all over town, all over Essex, all over East London. Anything that stopped still for more than a minute, we put a poster on it. So the week running up to the event, the Romford Recorder comes out, and the funny thing is, you've got this thing here. So this was in the back of the paper, yeah? It was promo, and let me read it to you. It says, Sex takes place at Secrets this Friday. Well, not literally, you understand. With Kiss 100's EZ headlining affairs. He'll be joined by Yankee of Juicy fame, who's one of my really close friends now, which is funny. Daniel Ward from United Grooves Collective, Slimsy from Pay As You Go Cartel, Doug's and Graham G from Dance Concept. Doors are 9 till 3, admission £8 before 10 p.m, more thereafter. There you go, look, more info 07940 05090, the number I gave you earlier. So that was in the club mix section at the back of the newspaper. But on page 9, there was this here. Now I'm going to try and hold this up so you can see it. Can you see that okay? Let me make sure that that's up. Yeah. Hopefully you can see that okay. I'll read it out for you anyway. So basically what happened was, now me and Spud are out just postering. We're not even thinking about where we're putting them. We went into Romford Town Centre, and in the marketplace of Romford Town Centre there's a church. You know what's coming already, didn't you? We're not thinking. So we'd always put posters in the same place. You get used to where you're putting them, you start to know the spots, you know what I mean? So as you can probably see from this photo here, that is like an old stone wall, but outside it was like one of them green boxes. Hopefully you can see that there. So we've whacked a poster on it, and it says on it, Sex at Secrets, 28th September, blah, blah, blah. So the church complained, didn't they, obviously. So shall I read out this? I'll read it out as quick as I can. Fury over sex posters plastered around the town centre. Calls have been made this week for controversial posters with the word sex emblazoned across them to be pulled down from around the town and outside churches. They have been branded distasteful and explicit by an MP, local councillors and shopkeepers. The posters advertise an event today, Friday, which they were advertising in the same newspaper at the back in this bit. Classic. Where are we? Event today, Friday at Secrets nightclub in Angel Way. Councillor Eamon Mahone said, I think these posters are explicit and distasteful. They don't even say what is happening at the club, but imply you can go there for sex. That is a completely wrong thing to do. They are cheapening the image of the town, and I'm immediately contacting the owner of Secrets to ask for their removal. The council grant these places their licences, and this is how they repay us. It is not good enough, and it needs to have a stop put to it. I could not believe my eyes when I walked past St Edward's Church in the marketplace and saw a poster outside. Romford MP Andrew Rosendale, who I won't go into stuff about, but he's your typical MP. I was appalled to see the posters, and I want to know whether Secrets are going to be fined for the massive clean-up operation that will need to be done to scrape them off the council's property. I think they are degrading. John Christodoulou of Secrets, this is the club we were using, John Christodoulou of Secrets said, we have had many calls from people concerned about the posters and Havering Council. When people have called, we have instructed the promoter to take the posters down from these areas. We have had calls from people in Crow Lane and Hornchurch, and these posters have been removed. We did not know what the posters looked like. We saw the flyers before they were distributed, but not the posters. The reason the word sex was used is because it is the name of the garage event that we have here. It used to be called The Bomb, but has recently changed. The situation is in hand. We will not be using them anymore. A council spokesman said, we have received several complaints about this poster, and as a first step, our street care staff have asked the management of Secrets to remove them. We have also contacted NTL, who will arrange for them to be removed from their cable boxes. And there's a picture of Councillor Mahone outside St Edward's with one of the posters. So anyway, basically, the club knew we were putting them posters up, obviously. They saw them before they went up, so that was a lie for one. Yeah, and for two, I'll tell you what else happened. The council tried to take us to court, and the club gave the council my details, yeah, because I was the one that was hiring the club, and because I've been using it for a little while, they had my details from when I did my first event there. So anyway, they gave the council my details, and the council then tried to take me to court. But because they could only, what had to happen was they had to take the club to court, and then the club would refer it to me, and then I would be taken to court. But on the actual day of the court, the club owner, Savas, who was the money man who actually owned Secrets, multi-millionaire, he owned the venue, he owned Secrets and RM1, he owned a few things, he's a millionaire. He actually owned Erotica as well. I don't know if you remember the sex show at Earl's Court, the same guy who owned the club. But anyway, he handed over my details, but they had to take him to court first. He didn't show up for the court hearing, so the club got the fine. I got away with it. So happy days. But yeah, it's a funny one, man, because I mean, what made it even better was the fact that they was promoting the night in one part of the newspaper and calling us like whatever they were calling us in the other bit. And they said that we won't be using them anymore. They did. We did a few more events in now, which were quite eventful. We'll probably talk about one of them events, especially further down the line, because it ended up being quite an eventful night. But they did use us. We only did I think we did 3 more events in there, and then we all fell out with each other and everyone went their separate ways. But yeah, that is the story of Sex at Secrets nightclub, Romford, 28th of September 2001. That was when the newspaper came out. Anyway, that's the story of that. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a bit of a different one today, but that's why it's Rave, Diaries and Tower Block Tales, because it's all the stories from my past with the receipts to prove that we was all there, yeah? In fact, for that one there, that's just the receipt to prove that me and Spud were there. But anyway, yeah, don't forget, guys, like, subscribe, comment on the videos, share the word. I'll be back with some more. I'm going to record a few of these today, so hopefully you'll get this one and then another couple pretty quick after each other. But yeah, peace and love to you all. Be lucky, yeah?